Every empire in history has collapsed the same way, not through invasion, not through plague, but through a pattern so consistent, so predictable, that once you see it, you can never unsee it. And right now, in March 2026, that pattern is playing out in real time, and almost nobody is connecting the dots. On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched a series of strikes against Iran. Within days, Iran's supreme leader was assassinated, and Iran responded by doing something the world had feared for decades. It closed the Strait of Hormuz. 20% of the world's oil gone from the market overnight. Brent crude exploded from $67 to over $126 a barrel, a 66% spike in just 10 days. Gas prices in America crossed $4 a gallon for the first time since 2022. Diesel and jet fuel hit $200, and this was just the beginning. To understand what's happening, you need to understand the pattern. The Roman Empire didn't fall in a day. It fell over decades through currency debasement, military overextension, and unsustainable debt. The Roman denarius, once pure silver, was diluted down to just 5%. The empire printed its way into oblivion. The Spanish Empire did the same. Flooded with gold from the Americas, Spain spent it all on endless wars, until inflation destroyed its economy from within. Now look at the United States in March 2026. The national debt has just crossed $39 trillion. That's $113,000 for every single American. The debt is growing at $8 billion per day. The S&P 500 is down 7% this year, and in the middle of this financial fragility, America has just started another war in the Middle East. Does this pattern sound familiar? While the bombs fall on Tehran, something far more consequential is happening in boardrooms and central banks around the world. The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and their expanding alliance, now represent 45% of the world's population and over 35% of global GDP, and they have been systematically building an alternative to the dollar. BRICS Pay has already slashed dollar usage in trade between member nations by 2/3. Russia, China, and India are connecting their digital currencies, the ruble, the yuan, and the rupee, into an interlinked payment network that bypasses the dollar entirely. 90% of trade between BRICS nations now uses local currencies. 5 years ago, that number was under 30%, and then came the Strait of Hormuz. When Iran declared that not 1 liter of oil would pass through the strait, it didn't just create an oil crisis, it created an existential moment for the petrodollar system. You see, the petrodollar works because oil is traded in dollars. Every country that wants to buy oil needs dollars to do it. This creates constant demand for the American currency, which is what allows the United States to borrow $39 trillion and still function. But when Iran shut down Hormuz, something unprecedented happened. Pakistan brokered a deal to allow ships through under Pakistani flag. The oil wasn't priced in dollars. The International Energy Agency called it the largest supply disruption in the history of the global oil market. But the real disruption isn't the supply. It's the currency the oil is being traded in. In times of war, investors flee to safe havens. Traditionally, that meant gold and US Treasury bonds. But in March 2026, something strange is happening. Gold hit an all-time high of $5,400 an ounce in January, then plummeted 14%. Top gold ETFs saw $3.8 billion in outflows, and Bitcoin, which crashed from $97,000 down to $66,000, a 30% drop, is now behaving more like a safe haven than gold itself. $2 billion flowed into Bitcoin investment products, while gold was hemorrhaging capital. The old rules are breaking. The traditional financial order, built on dollars, gold, and American military dominance, is being rewritten in real time. So what comes next? History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And right now, the rhyme is deafening. Every empire that followed this pattern went through the same final stages. First, the currency loses credibility abroad. That's the de-dollarization we're watching. Then, inflation destroys purchasing power at home. Oil at $120 a barrel is just the start. Then, the government tries to print and borrow its way out. $39 trillion in debt, growing at $8 billion a day. And finally, a new power or a new system rises to fill the vacuum. The question isn't whether the global financial order will change. The question is how fast, and whether the transition will be gradual, like Britain's decline after World War II, or sudden, like the collapse of the Soviet Union. The Iran War of 2026 may be remembered not as a military conflict, but as the moment the world decided it no longer needed the dollar to function. We are living through a turning point that most people won't understand until it's already happened. The Roman citizens didn't know their empire was falling. The British public didn't realize the pound was being replaced. And right now, most Americans don't see what's unfolding around them. But the pattern is there. It has always been there. Military overextension, currency debasement, unsustainable debt, a trigger event. The only question left is, will this generation recognize the pattern before it's too late? If this video changed how you see the world, subscribe, because this is only the beginning. The next episode will show you exactly who benefits when empires fall and how they've been preparing for decades.